I finally sat down with Erika Kirk, and I'll be the first to admit I walked in there with my guard down. But make no mistake, this was not what I expected. The entire dynamic was orchestrated to blindside me. It became very clear very quickly that I hadn't just walked into a meeting, I had walked straight into a setup.
You will not believe what just went down behind closed doors. Candace Owens, yes. The same Candace who has been fearless, uncheckable, and brutally outspoken for years, was reportedly shaken to her core just hours after a private meeting with Erika Kirk. Sources are claiming it was no ordinary conversation. People are whispering that this meeting wasn't about reconciliation. It was a calculated trap. And the timing, absolutely chilling. Within mere hours of stepping into that room, Candace allegedly suffered a sudden medical emergency, leaving fans and insiders alike asking the same question: was this truly natural? Or was something far more sinister at play? Social media is exploding with speculation. Some are calling it a dark assassination attempt. Others claim it's a meticulously orchestrated silencing campaign. And insiders, yes, the ones who always know more than they should, are hinting at secret messages, hidden motives, and a conspiracy tied directly to Charlie Kirk's death. By the end of this story, you'll see why nobody, including Candace herself, felt safe. And if you think this drama ends here, think again. This is just the beginning. Buckle up, because what happened in that room will shock the nation, and the fallout is already unfolding. Before we dive into the chaos that erupted after that fateful meeting, let's rewind and set the stage, because this story didn't happen overnight. Candace Owens and Erika Kirk are no strangers to tension, shade, and political theater. But what unfolded recently has escalated to a level nobody could have predicted. Candace Owens, the outspoken conservative commentator and fearless activist, has built her brand on exposing hypocrisy, calling out corruption, and never backing down from a fight. She's relentless, unapologetic, and widely followed by millions who trust her to speak uncomfortable truths. But even someone as iron-willed as Candace has her limits, and insiders say Erika Kirk may have just pushed her right to the edge. Erika Kirk, the widow of Charlie Kirk and a prominent figure in the Turning Point USA circle, has long been a polarizing presence. Charismatic, strategic, and fiercely protective of her late husband's legacy, Erika has cultivated a network of allies and insiders who keep her informed and, according to some sources, actively help control the narrative around Charlie's life and death. Over the past few months, whispers began circulating that Erika's influence was far more calculated than anyone realized, and that she had motives that extended beyond public appearances or memorials. Now, let's talk about the history here. Candace has had a series of tense interactions with Erika, each one seeming...
That same note, Blake Neff of Turning Point USA has now come out and said that it was Erika that directed them to have this live stream. And so now I want to know, did she sign off on that letter where, we are getting now referred to as Antifa because we won't stop asking questions about what happened on 9/10? Did she direct that, very insincere, he uses the word direct, insincere offer for me to come join them in a live stream? I need answers to all these questions. Plus boys wearing maroon, too many of them on the day of 9/10. We're going to get into all that.
Each one seemingly small, but collectively forming a powder keg. Weeks before the infamous meeting, Candace publicly hinted that she had information regarding the events surrounding Charlie's death, information that could disrupt not just Erika's carefully curated public image, but also the operations of Turning Point USA itself. Social media posts were subtle, cryptic, and dripping with tension. Fans noticed every shade, every carefully worded tweet, every innocent comment on Instagram that was really a veiled warning. Insiders confirm that Candace and Erika had been dancing around confrontation for weeks. There were private messages leaked, some partially redacted, some fully exposed, that revealed a growing mistrust between them. Candace reportedly questioned Erika's intentions, hinting that she suspected Erika of controlling the narrative around Charlie's death in ways that could silence dissenters. Erika, on the other hand, maintained a composed front publicly, but allegedly confided in close allies that she found Candace increasingly dangerous to her plans. The tension was palpable, like a storm gathering on the horizon, and it wasn't just the private messages. Social media analysts noticed a spike in engagement whenever Candace posted anything related to Erika or Charlie's legacy. Every like, retweet, and comment became a microcosm of the larger battle, with supporters on one side and skeptics on the other. There were hints of financial disputes, accusations of exploiting Charlie's passing, and a simmering feud over who truly had the right to control his story. Every interaction between Candace and Erika was scrutinized, dissected, and spun into a narrative of betrayal, suspense, and secrecy. Then came the official announcement that would set everything into motion. Erika publicly stated that she and Candace had agreed to a private, in-person meeting to address their differences. On paper, it sounded like a reasonable, even mature, resolution, but anyone paying attention knew better. Candace replied with cautious optimism, signaling that she was willing to participate but remaining guarded. Fans immediately picked up on the subtle cues, the choice of language, the timing of the announcement, the controlled tone. Everyone could sense the tension bubbling beneath the surface. According to sources, the meeting was planned down to the minute. Erika reportedly insisted on a specific location, private, secure, and under her control. Candace, true to her instinct for caution, reportedly requested a neutral venue, fearing that any space chosen by Erika could carry hidden advantages. Ultimately, she agreed to the terms, though insiders claim she did so reluctantly, aware that she was stepping into potentially dangerous territory. And then there was Charlie. Even in death, he loomed over every interaction. Candace's repeated statements about uncovering the truth behind his passing created a shadow of suspicion over every meeting, every handshake, every exchanged word. Social media chatter suggested that Candace had been piecing together a puzzle that involved Erika, Turning Point USA, and possibly other influential figures. Information.
I finally sat down with Erika Kirk, and I'll be the first to admit I walked in there with my guard down. But make no mistake, this was not what I expected. The entire dynamic was orchestrated to blindside me. It became very clear very quickly that I hadn't just walked into a meeting, I had walked straight into a setup.
Information that some claimed could be explosive if revealed. The weight of this knowledge, combined with the highly charged atmosphere, made the upcoming meeting almost inevitable in its intensity. Fans and insiders alike were bracing for drama. Leaked reports hinted at subtle manipulations. Erika allegedly vetted every aspect of the meeting, from seating arrangements to conversation topics. Candace was warned privately, allegedly by close allies, that the meeting could be a setup designed to unsettle her emotionally and psychologically. And yet, she went. Why? Because Candace Owens has never been one to back down from exposing what she believes to be the truth, no matter the personal risk. The day of the meeting arrived, and tensions were electric. Every step, every glance, every exchanged word was laden with meaning. Social media began to speculate hours before anything happened, with fans creating theories ranging from simple reconciliation to a full-blown assassination attempt. Insider reports, some leaked and some entirely fabricated, added fuel to the fire. Cryptic texts, redacted emails, and whispers of financial motives all contributed to a narrative that was already spinning out of control. By the time Candace walked into the room, the stakes were astronomical. This wasn't just a conversation, it was a collision course between truth, legacy, and control. Every eye was on her. Every camera lens, even the unseen ones, seemed to be capturing every word, every reaction, every slight movement. And insiders say, the tension was so thick it could be cut with a knife. In short, the background to this event reads like a thriller. High-profile personalities, simmering feuds, cryptic warnings, insider leaks, and the ever-present shadow of Charlie Kirk's death. Everything was set, everything was aligned, and what happened next would shock the world, shake Candace to her core, and leave fans questioning everything they thought they knew. The meeting began quietly, almost deceptively calm. Candace Owens arrived, alert and poised, fully aware that she was stepping into a situation layered with tension. Erika Kirk, ever composed, greeted her warmly, but insiders say the warmth was calculated, a deliberate veneer over a storm that was about to erupt. The room itself, a private, secured venue handpicked by Erika, was rumored to be bugged, though no confirmation exists. Fans immediately noticed Candace's cautious demeanor, the way she scanned the room, the slight hesitation in her handshake. The atmosphere was thick with anticipation. According to sources, the conversation started civilly. Candace began by addressing the ongoing controversies surrounding Charlie Kirk's life.
That same note, Blake Neff of Turning Point USA has now come out and said that it was Erika that directed them to have this live stream. And so now I want to know, like, did she sign off on that letter where, like, we are getting now referred to as Antifa because we won't stop asking questions about what happened on 9/10? Did she direct that, like, very insincere, he uses the word direct, insincere offer for me to come join them in a live stream? I need answers to all these questions. Plus, boys wearing maroon, too many of them on the day of 9/10. We're going to get into all that.
Charlie Kirk's legacy, Turning Point USA, and the alleged cover-ups that had plagued discussions online. Erika listened but, allegedly with a strategic edge, occasionally steering the conversation, subtly redirecting topics, and carefully deflecting Candace's pointed questions. Social media insiders later leaked fragments of what they claimed were text messages sent mid-meeting. This isn't just a chat. Watch your back. They're expecting every word to be recorded. Stay sharp. The tension escalated rapidly when Candace pressed for clarity on several sensitive issues. She reportedly asked Erika about donations that had poured into Turning Point USA following Charlie's passing, questioning whether these funds were being used responsibly or to manipulate public perception. Erika's response was calm but unnerving. Everything is above board, trust me, but insiders suggest the words were delivered with a chilling subtext, a subtle warning that Candace had crossed an invisible line. It was then, according to leaked reports, that the meeting began to spiral. Candace, feeling the pressure and aware of the stakes, reportedly leaned forward and began exposing snippets of information she had gathered. Erika allegedly reacted first with composure, then with visible irritation. A source claims, Erika's eyes changed. The warmth disappeared. You could feel the energy in the room shift. Candace knew something had triggered her. Social media accounts tracking the meeting exploded with speculation almost immediately. Fans claimed that posts from nearby witnesses hinted at a tense standoff, while others posted cryptic tweets. Candace is finally seeing what we've all known. She walked into a trap. If anything happens to Candace, this meeting was the last place she should have been. Then came the moment that would ignite the first real wave of panic. According to insiders, shortly after a particularly intense exchange, Candace began showing signs of physical distress. She reportedly stumbled, her voice faltering, her face pale. Staff immediately moved to assist her, and in the chaos, Erika's response was noted as calm, almost eerily so. The first reports trickled onto social media. Candace Owens collapses during private meeting with Erika Kirk. Fans immediately speculated, was this stress-induced? Was it a medical emergency? Or was it something more sinister? Conspiracy theories started flooding timelines. Some users claimed Erika had deliberately orchestrated the meeting to destabilize Candace emotionally. Others suggested a far darker plot, hinting at foul play. The hashtags #CandaceCollapse, #ErikaTrap, and #DarkPlot began trending within minutes. But the drama didn't stop there. Sources alleged that Candace, despite her distress, attempted to continue the discussion, insisting on answers and demanding transparency. Erika, meanwhile, allegedly employed a series of calculated diversions, shifting topics, redirecting questions, and even allegedly referencing insiders who could vouch for her narrative, effectively cornering Candace in her own fight. A leaked, supposedly anonymous text later circulated on social media. She's strong, but they're testing her limits. Watch what happens next. And then came the twist that nobody expected. Candace, moments after the initial collapse, was allegedly moved to a nearby private area where she reportedly received medical attention, but the reports of what actually happened were conflicting. Some insiders claimed she was faint from stress, while others hinted at subtle coercion or intimidation. The timeline became hazy, the narrative murky. Fans and fake news sleuths alike pounced on every detail, magnifying the story into a full-blown conspiracy theory. What makes this twist even more shocking is the involvement of outside parties. Sources claim Erika had called in ally staff members and close confidants who allegedly monitored Candace throughout the meeting. The question on everyone's lips became, was this purely a conversation, or a controlled environment designed to psychologically unbalance Candace? Leaked whispers on social media seem to confirm the latter. She's too calm. Everything is staged. Candace doesn't know what hit her. This isn't just a meeting, it's a show of power. And as if that weren't enough, rumors emerged that Candace had secretly brought a recording device to the meeting. The purpose? To protect herself, gather evidence, and ensure she had leverage if anything went wrong. But insiders allege that Erika may have known about this in advance, subtly manipulating the situation to expose Candace's intentions, turning her own security measure into a psychological trap. The first twist reached its peak when Candace, after leaving the meeting, reportedly avoided immediate public statements. Social media noticed her unusual silence. Normally quick to tweet, post, and comment, Candace remained offline for hours. Fans immediately speculated, had something happened to her during the meeting that forced her into silence? Had Erika's alleged tactics worked? Or was Candace recalibrating her strategy, planning a response that would shock the world? To make the situation even more intense, insiders hint at Erika's calculated use of media leaks. Photos allegedly surfaced of Candace being assisted by staff, and although officially described as a minor medical emergency, social media exploded with interpretations ranging from fainting to assassination attempt narrowly avoided. Every outlet, fake or real, began spinning the story, feeding the suspense, and amplifying public paranoia. By the end of this first twist, the narrative had dramatically escalated. What began as a private attempt at conversation had transformed into a national spectacle, with Candace Owens' health, credibility, and safety all thrown into question. Social media was ablaze. Insiders were leaking conflicting accounts, and fans were desperate for answers. The first twist didn't just end the meeting, it set the stage for a full-blown showdown, one that promised even darker revelations yet to come. And here's the cliffhanger that has everyone talking. Insiders hint that Candace's collapse may have been only the beginning. Sources close to the situation claim there are deeper secrets, hidden motives, and previously undisclosed alliances that could change the entire narrative. What Erika Kirk really wanted from this meeting, and what Candace walked away with, is still shrouded in mystery. The stakes are higher than ever. The tension is unbearable. And if you thought this story couldn't get any more shocking, just wait, because the next twist will reveal that the meeting may have been only a carefully orchestrated prelude to something far more sinister. Hours after Candace Owens allegedly collapsed following her private meeting with Erika Kirk, the storm of speculation exploded across social media, news outlets, and insider circles. The narrative was no longer just about a disagreement or tension, it had morphed into a high-stakes drama that hinted at darker forces at play. And insiders were dropping breadcrumbs that hinted at something far more sinister than anyone could have imagined. Within minutes, fake and real leaks began circulating. Twitter threads claimed that Candace's collapse wasn't accidental at all. Anonymous sources suggested that Erika had meticulously planned the meeting to isolate Candace, destabilize her emotionally, and send a warning to anyone questioning her authority. One viral tweet claimed, Candace walked in thinking this was about clarity. What she didn't know, she was stepping into a controlled environment designed to test her limits and maybe worse. Fans immediately began analyzing every photo, every snippet of information, and every cryptic post. Social media detectives were piecing together the timeline. Candace agrees to meet Erika, gives arrives at a private location, gives begins intense questioning, gives allegedly collapses, gives media reports trickle in hours later. Each step was scrutinized, debated, and amplified. Some even claimed to spot subtle changes in Candace's expressions in leaked images, fueling speculation that she had been psychologically manipulated. Meanwhile, Erika Kirk went on her platforms with a carefully curated response. She publicly praised Candace's courage, portraying herself as the peacemaker. Candace and I had a productive discussion. I admire her strength and dedication, but insiders were quick to point out the discrepancies. Those who knew the full story claimed Erika had orchestrated her public statements to appear innocent while subtly controlling the narrative. The calm, measured tone of her posts contrasted sharply with the chaos Candace seemed to be experiencing, sparking further speculation. Was Erika playing the long game to discredit Candace? Or was there an even darker agenda? The escalation reached a fever pitch when fake insider documents, screenshots of private messages supposedly from Erika began circulating online. One alleged snippet read, "She's too bold. If she walks away with any leverage, we lose control. Handle carefully." Another read, "Keep the meeting private. Control the optics. Let her panic quietly." These leaks were shared across multiple platforms, creating the perfect storm of paranoia, outrage, and curiosity. Fans were dissecting every detail, comparing timestamps, and constructing theories that ranged from emotional manipulation to outright attempts to silence Candace. The drama escalated further when prominent figures in Erika and Candace's circles began weighing in, some subtly, some overtly. Fake celebrity tweets suggested that the situation was far more complicated than the public realized. One allegedly read, "If Candace Owens is shaken, you know something big is going on. Erika Kirk is not just playing defense, she's in full control." Industry insiders hinted that Erika's actions might have financial motivations too. Reports claimed that donations to Turning Point USA had surged dramatically after Charlie Kirk's death, and some suggested that Erika's control over the narrative could be tied to protecting those multi-million-dollar flows. Candace's questions about financial transparency, insiders said, may have threatened to reveal discrepancies that Erika could not afford the public to see. Meanwhile, Candace remained mostly silent, fueling further speculation. For someone known to be outspoken, her sudden absence from social media was uncharacteristic, and fans noticed immediately. Conspiracy threads emerged. Had Candace been threatened? Was she being silenced? Or was she regrouping to release information that could obliterate Erika's carefully constructed image? And then came the shocking revelation that changed everything. Insiders claimed that Candace had prepared a dead man's switch of information. Sources alleged she had compiled texts, emails, private communications, and legal documents related to Charlie Kirk's death and Erika Kirk's involvement, sending them to trusted allies with instructions to release the information if anything happened to her. Social media exploded with speculation. Candace Owens may have just set up the ultimate insurance policy. If anything happens to her, Erika's secrets are going public. This is bigger than we thought. Dead man switch. Someone is about to get exposed, adding fuel to the fire. Fake screenshots of group chats allegedly between Erika and her advisors surfaced, showing discussions about controlling Candace and the narrative. One alleged message read, "Keep her calm, but don't let her walk away with leverage. She must think she's safe." The public was now completely split. Fans, analysts, and even pseudo-journalists were debating every possible outcome. Was this simply a power struggle between two strong personalities, or was Erika Kirk actively orchestrating a campaign to intimidate Candace Owens? Fake news outlets quickly picked up the story, amplifying the tension and creating viral chaos. To make matters worse, insiders claimed that Candace had refused to meet media requests to clarify the events immediately after the meeting. Instead, she allegedly focused on strategizing her next move. Understanding the magnitude of what she had uncovered and the potential danger lurking behind Erika's calculated demeanor, this silence, according to experts, was both strategic and terrifying, hinting at the high-stakes chess game unfolding in real time. The escalation didn't stop at social media. Reports of emergency services arriving at the location allegedly to assist Candace added another layer of intrigue. Some accounts suggested a medical emergency, while others hinted at psychological intimidation. The ambiguity created an environment ripe for conspiracy theories. Every leak, every silence, every calculated statement from Erika seemed designed to confuse, control, and dominate the narrative. By the end of this stage, the situation had spiraled beyond a private disagreement. The combination of alleged threats, medical incidents, leaked messages, social media hysteria, and insider claims transformed the drama into a full-blown national spectacle. What was initially a tense, private meeting had escalated into a story of power, manipulation, and secrets that could shake the public's perception of everyone involved. And here's the cliffhanger. Insiders are now hinting that Erika Kirk may have anticipated Candace's moves and set traps beyond the public eye, meaning the drama ain't over. Far from it. Candace's next move could either expose Erika completely or plunge both into a storm of unprecedented chaos. The public, fans, and social media are all holding their breath. And if you thought the first twist was shocking, the next revelation is going to blow the lid off everything you thought you knew. As news of Candace Owens' alleged collapse and the meeting with Erika Kirk spread, social media erupted into chaos. Within minutes, hashtags like #CandaceCollapse, #Erika Kirk exposed, and #DarkPlot were trending worldwide. Fans, influencers, and fake insider accounts alike began dissecting every detail, creating a frenzy of speculation, outrage, and fear. The public reaction was instant, polarized, and, quite frankly, explosive. On one side, supporters of Candace Owens flooded timelines, expressing concern and outrage. Tweets claimed that Erika Kirk had orchestrated the meeting as a psychological trap, while others suggested it may have even been a calculated attempt to intimidate or silence Candace permanently. One viral post read, "Candace Owens has been targeted, and the world needs to know the truth." Erika Kirk's calm is terrifying. This is not just a debate, it's a setup. Fans shared supposed insider photos of Candace being assisted by staff, magnifying the panic. Even casual observers were drawn into the storm, debating whether this incident was a medical issue, emotional stress, or something far darker. Twitter threads exploded with detailed timelines, cross-referencing public statements, leaked messages, and social media posts from both Candace and Erika. Every detail became fodder for conspiracy theories. Meanwhile, Erika Kirk's supporters rallied to her defense. They argued that Candace's claims were exaggerated for drama, painting Erika as a calm, composed figure merely trying to facilitate a productive conversation. Erika herself doubled down on her public persona, posting carefully worded messages praising Candace's courage and insisting the meeting was productive. One post read, "Candace and I had a meaningful discussion. I admire her strength and passion. Let's keep the focus on truth and progress." But fans weren't buying it. The contrast between Erika's composed post and the leaked insider reports fueled speculation that she was manipulating the narrative behind the scenes, creating the perfect social media storm to protect her own interests. The complicate versus behind-the-scenes tension became the central theme of viral debates, with thousands of comments dissecting every word and gesture. Celebrities and influencers quickly jumped in, further escalating the drama. Fake tweets and statements circulated, claiming that high-profile insiders from Turning Point USA were worried about Candace revealing sensitive information about the organization's financial dealings and Charlie Kirk's legacy. One alleged celebrity post read, "If Candace Owens speaks, the world will see the full extent of the deception." Erika Kirk, and as innocent as she appears, the public's fascination intensified when fake insider claims surfaced that Candace had prepared a dead man switch, ensuring that any harm that came to her would automatically release private documents, texts, and videos implicating Erika. Fans quickly speculated, if Candace disappears, Erika's secrets are coming out. This is like a thriller playing out in real life. The mainstream media also jumped on the story, amplifying the tension. Headlines varied from sympathetic coverage of Candace's alleged distress to accusations that Erika was using her position to manipulate the situation. News reports quoted unnamed sources claiming that the meeting had been highly orchestrated and that the aftermath had left Candace shaken, raising questions about the safety and ethical implications of high-profile feuds. Online forums and comment sections were flooded with divided opinions. Candace supporters argued that Erika had tried to control the narrative and intimidate a bold voice, while Erika's supporters insisted Candace was exaggerating for attention. Fans created memes, edited videos, and even dramatized supposed conversations between Candace and Erika, turning the incident into viral content that spread like wildfire. Every post, every tweet, every comment added fuel to the fire, adding another layer of intrigue. Insiders claim that Erika allegedly tried to pressure Candace into silence, warning her about potential consequences if she disclosed any sensitive information. Fake reports of cryptic texts circulated, control the narrative, or the fallout will reach beyond what you expect. These claims, whether true or fabricated, created a tense atmosphere where every fan, journalist, and online commentator felt like they were witnessing a high-stakes thriller unfold in real time. People began theorizing about motives, alliances, and secrets, transforming the incident into a full-blown social media saga. The public's reaction reached its peak when rumors suggested that the fallout could have long-term consequences for both Candace and Erika. Supporters of Candace demanded transparency from Turning Point USA and Erika Kirk, accusing them of hiding crucial details about Charlie Kirk's death and the organization's finances. Meanwhile, Erika's defenders argued that Candace was trying to weaponize public opinion against her, further polarizing audiences. By the end of this stage, the social media storm had reached a fever pitch. Candace's silence, Erika's calculated statements, and the leaked insider details created a narrative filled with suspense, uncertainty, and escalating stakes. The public was now not just observing, they were actively debating, theorizing, and choosing sides. Every post, every thread, every comment made the story bigger, louder, and more intense. And just when it seemed like the drama couldn't escalate further, insiders hinted at another shocking revelation waiting to surface, something that could change the public's perception of both Candace and Erika completely and possibly uncover secrets that would shake Turning Point USA to its core. Just when the public thought the drama between Candace Owens and Erika Kirk had reached its peak, a new revelation sent shockwaves through social media and every insider circle. Sources claim that the private meeting, which was already being scrutinized for Candace's alleged collapse, may have been only the tip of the iceberg. Insiders now suggest that Erika had a far more calculated plan, one that may have involved attempts to control not only Candace but the entire narrative surrounding Charlie Kirk's death and Turning Point USA. According to leaked messages, allegedly from Erika's inner circle, there were discussions about ensuring Candace did not walk away with sensitive documents or information that could expose inconsistencies in Erika's story or the organization's financial dealings. One purported message read, "She's too close to the truth. If she leaves here with leverage, everything we've built is at risk. We need to contain this quietly. At risk. We need to contain this quietly." The implication was chilling. Candace Owens may have been purposefully cornered, forced into a high-pressure situation designed to intimidate her, and possibly prevent her from revealing explosive secrets. Fans immediately jumped on the idea that the so-called collapse was less about health and more about strategy, an incident orchestrated to destabilize her psychologically and control her next move. But the shock didn't stop there. Sources claim that during the aftermath of the meeting, Candace's dead man switch became the focus of an underground panic among Erika's allies. Allegedly, they were aware that if anything happened to Candace, private communications, texts, and sensitive documents related to Charlie Kirk's death would be automatically released. This revelation caused a wave of panic behind the scenes, one that could explain Erika's carefully curated social media posts, her calm demeanor, and the controlled narrative pushed to the public. The plot thickened when insiders alleged that Erika may have attempted to monitor or interfere with Candace's dead man switch, a move that, if true, would represent a full-blown attempt at suppressing explosive information. Rumors swirled that Erika had reached out to Candace under the guise of reconciliation, only to attempt subtle manipulation, testing her limits and assessing what leverage she held. Social media erupted as fans and pseudo-journalists began dissecting every possible motive. Was Erika protecting Turning Point USA's reputation? Was it personal? Or was this a deeper, more sinister operation meant to control the legacy of Charlie Kirk himself? Adding fuel to the fire, insiders hinted at a hidden alliance between certain high-ranking figures within Turning Point USA and external donors. Allegedly, these individuals were deeply invested in ensuring that Candace remained silent about financial discrepancies and organizational secrets. One leaked snippet read, "We cannot afford for her to speak. Her next move could destroy years of carefully managed operations." The tension escalated as fans analyzed Erika's previous statements and actions in a new light. Posts once interpreted as harmless or diplomatic were now seen as calculated maneuvers to control perception and intimidate Candace. The narrative had shifted dramatically. What initially seemed like a controversial meeting now appeared as a potentially orchestrated psychological showdown, with stakes higher than anyone had imagined. Then came the most shocking revelation. Insiders claim that Candace, aware of Erika's tactics, prepared for the worst-case scenario. Not only had she activated her dead man's switch, but she allegedly created multiple contingency plans, including private communications with media outlets, trusted allies, and legal representatives. Candace's preparation suggested that she was not just defending herself, she was preparing to expose a network of deception. And she knew the battle was only beginning. Social media and news outlets were immediately ablaze. Fans debated the implications. Candace was ready for Erika all along. This isn't a collapse, it's a chess game. And Erika is just one move away from being exposed. The dead man's switch. If true, this could rewrite everything we know about Turning Point USA and the Charlie Kirk saga. Insiders also claimed that Erika attempted to maintain control by leaking selective information, creating confusion and ensuring the public couldn't easily separate fact from speculation. Every carefully staged post, every public statement, and every delayed update was reportedly part of a larger strategy to control perception, intimidate Candace, and suppress explosive revelations. And here's the cliffhanger that leaves everyone on edge. Sources hint that Candace may be sitting on the single most explosive piece of information yet. Something that could implicate not just Erika Kirk, but high-ranking figures in Turning Point USA and external donors. The public doesn't know what it is, and insiders refuse to disclose it, but the implication is clear. The next move could shake the organization and the public's trust to its core. As the drama continues to unfold, one thing is certain: this is far from over. Candace Owens, equipped with her dead man's switch and multiple contingency plans, is no longer just a participant. She's a central figure in a high-stakes game of power, deception, and revenge. Erika Kirk's calculated moves, the orchestrated narratives, and the public's reaction have created a storm that is still raging. And the next twist could be the most shocking of all. So here's the burning question that has everyone on social media, forums, and news outlets desperate for answers. What exactly does Candace know? And how far will Erika go to protect her secrets? The truth is out there, but the pieces are scattered, and the next revelation could change everything we thought we knew about this explosive saga. Alright, fam. Now it's your turn. What do you really think is happening behind the scenes? Did Erika Kirk orchestrate Candace's collapse to control the narrative? Or is Candace Owens just playing the ultimate power game with her dead man's switch ready to explode at any moment? Drop your thoughts in the comments, don't hold back, because we need all the tea, theories, and takes on this wild saga. Smash that like button if you're as shook as I am, and make sure you're subscribed with notifications on, because trust me, you do not want to miss the next episode. We're about to dive even deeper into hidden alliances, explosive leaks, and the most shocking twists that social media hasn't even started talking about yet. Also, share this video, let everyone see how intense this drama really is. Tag a friend who lives for controversy, speculation, and insider tea, and let's settle it here. Who's in the right, and who's playing mind games? Candace, Erika, or is there a whole bigger story we're only just beginning to uncover? Stay tuned, because the next update could literally change everything we thought we knew. You've been warned, this roller coaster isn't over.